crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and this is, for me, what I consider a midweek check-in, right? So trying to get better about posting a few things during the week, trying to get better about making sure I have multiple things going on, and trying to get better about having Facebook interaction and all. Oh, Lord, guys, it is just so crazy. And at the same time, I want to do some crafting and just have some fun in the sport or the activity that we have all chosen. So, with that said, we actually have 5 quilts that have been on and off Gracie, the little long armor, this week. So, 4 of those have actually been, the binding has been completed. They have been washed, folded, everything that's needed, and kind of placed over in in another pile to decide what we do. Right? Are they going to end up being gifts? Are they going to end up being, some of those will be donations, um, and some of them may end up on the Etsy site. So not sure what I'm going to do with all of those. It's just a lot to manage sometime and still work full time, but we managed to get it all done. So the fact that I don't already have enough projects going on and enough happening, I managed the other day to pull together what I consider the fall quilt tops, right? So those are priority to get out of the basket, to get on the long arm now that my partner is long arming for us, and trying to knock some of those projects out. Lord have mercy. I have 5 Halloween. So if you don't think I that Halloween is my second favorite holiday, then you just don't watch the channel enough. So I have 5 that are sitting there now that I've got the backing ready. I've pressed out the quilt top, and I've pulled all the batting and all that together. So all he has to do is get it on the on Gracie, get her to stitch out the design that I've pre-selected, along with the thread that I pre-selected, and get those quilted for me. Of course, he forgets once they come off Gracie, I still have to trim and get them blocked up and get them ready to then measure out, put the binding on, cut the binding, press the, all that stuff. So still, but anyways, got those done. And then we found about 8 Christmas quilts that we want to do behind that. So we will get to it. We will make it happen. We always seem to do that. But then the other day I'm making the bed and I'm like, it's just so crazy. So I use bedspreads because I absolutely hate comforters. So I've always bought bedspreads. I don't right now have my quilts that are big enough to cover a king size bed. So I'm still using bedspreads. And then I have a lot of holiday bedspreads, right? I have Halloween bedspreads, I have Christmas bedspreads, and then I have like spring, summer bedspreads, blah, blah, blah. So I took off the patriotic bedspread this past weekend and then put on just the plain. I have a plain beige bedspread. So that went on the bed. I actually have pillow shams to match, which now I'm thinking, hey, I really need to bring the pillow shams in here and stitch out some really nice fall stuff on there to give them a little bit more character and pop, because I'm telling you, this is just basic khaki beige as can be. So very plain. But then I realized I don't actually make my bed, right? I just leave the bedspread flat, stack the pillows on top, prop up the shams, and then maybe throw a couple of decorative pillows. But I really don't have the fall decorative pillows that I would like to have. So I'm looking, I need to find a good pattern to make basically that pocket pillow, that envelope pillow, whatever you call it, where I can switch them out. I like the one that's got the big flap with a button on the back. And again, I haven't done buttons and haven't done anything like that, but I'll find the right pattern and it'll resonate with me. But until then, I thought, well, what I could do is I could do pillowcases, right, to bring a lot of variety. So let's stop this quilt that I've been working on, right, for a couple of weeks and finishing it out. It's ready just to be basically sewn together. along with this Halloween quilt because yet I need one more Halloween quilt, and that's the potato chip quilt that I had done, along with cutting out all the stuff for this quilt that is still sitting there waiting for me to get it done. To only find, wow, I found this pattern the other day from De La Rosa. Absolutely in love with it. Not that I need to do another wall hanging for Christmas, but hey, it is what it is. And I really like the fact that I honestly want to do this in just that Christmas red and green. Um, and then it's all white. But it's tons of cutting, which is fine because I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to run it all through the AccuQuilt. I can do everything that this pattern requires on the AccuQuilt. So now I've got to start matching out some of the fabric, get it run through the AccuQuilt, make a nice big pile, and then just sit here and knock this out. But I am going to get this done. And then my partner goes, "Why are you doing all these wall hangings? Like, we need to be doing big quilts." And I'm like, see, I like the completion that comes with doing the wall hangings and some of the smaller items. He's anxious to see me do more big stuff. So we'll see. It's easier to have an opinion when you're not the one doing it. But all of that to say, I stopped everything to make a few pillowcases. And then I found online, of course, on YouTube, how to do one with French seams and all that. And I am so happy with this. So, guys, look at this pillowcase. How cool is that pillowcase? And it's got, right? It's got the trimmed fabric here. Yeah, I mean, like these really turned out cool. I am really happy. So I did two because I actually have four pillows stacked on my king size bed. So I did two in this color, in this pattern. And then, of course, I've got to have something that really is more fall and just screams John's here, and this is how John does things. And I found this fabric, and I ended up doing these. And how beautiful are these? I love that. It almost looks like a 70s retro, along with this acorn fabric in that. This, I believe, I picked up at a quilt store. It is truly quilting fabric. This, I've actually used a lot of, and it came from Joann's a few years ago and was fairly reasonable. But, anyways, I got this done. So now when you look at what's going to be on the pillow or on the bed, it's a pretty nice combination, right? So this is the pillow that'll be on top. This will be the pillow that's on the bottom. If I can get this coordinated. And come on, guys. I can make this happen. I'm telling you, I can make this happen. How nice is that going to look on the bed, right? I think that's going to make a really nice addition, right? And I mean, I will say that orange is a little bit more in your face than I meant for it to be, but it's okay. But I really like the way this is going to look. And I thought, you know what? So now I need to do Halloween pillowcases. I need to do Christmas pillowcases. But I thought, you know what? I'm done. I did four of these, and they're a little time consuming. I mean, they went together fairly quick, especially after I did the first couple. So, you kind of get into a routine, but it's like this does take a little time. She does have you do French seams inside. So it hides all your work in that. So you don't even see anything inside. Um, I don't know that I'm gonna go to all that work because they're mine. I don't really care. So I doubt when I do the next bunch that I'm actually gonna spend the time doing it. Um, because again, they're for me. I mean, we'll use them and we'll sleep on them. I've already washed these, so they're ready to go. I'm just waiting now to change sheets. So then everything will be clean and fresh this weekend. And I typically change the bed out on Friday. So, anyways, we'll get that done. But just thought it'd be fun to drop in, give you all an idea of some of the things he's up to and what he's working on. Of course, just having projects here is just not enough. This one just came in the mail today, and I'm in love with this one. It didn't come just today, it came the other day, called the Checkered Flower. I am in love with this. Came with all the fabric and all that to do that. But again, it's got to get in line along with everything else I've got going on. So, guys, I appreciate you dropping in. Hit that bell if you want to be notified each and every time I go live or post something new. thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Hopefully you do because you've become a subscriber. We're well over 2,000 subscribers now, which is just humbling. I mean, it's just amazing. I just watched Donna and Fran, who were celebrating the fact that they just hit 100,000 subscribers on Fabric Cafe. So, what an accomplishment for those two women. They are amazing. Love their patterns, love what they do, and well deserved. But with that said, I am just thrilled to have over 2,000 subscribers now. Means a lot. And tell your friends and neighbors, tell anyone that'll listen, hey, go out and check this channel out and please hit the subscribe button. So, guys, until next time, as always, happy crafting.